Hi, it's Kylie Koo, and this is day 14 of the Artist Trading Card a Day Challenge. So, don't have time for terribly much today. I had to do a very quick card just because of other things that I have on. So here I am, I'm starting with some of this Distress ink in, I think it's Marmalade, and just taking that and using the applicator to spread it across the card. I think that applicator had already had some gold on it, so it probably picked up some elements of that as well. Now this is just a little red ink. It was just a cheap thing. I can't even remember the name of the shop that I got it in. Tiger Shop, that's it, with a little heart stamper. So it's the only red ink I have. So I'm just blending the two of those together, giving it a bit of a spray to see what effect I could get. And okay, there was a little bit, added a bit more, and then gave it a quick dry. Now while I quite liked it, I decided I wanted to lift the colour a bit, so I'm using the Raspberry Twinkling H2O. And just going back and forward with that, and it does blend to a certain extent with the ink underneath, but it's given me more of that kind of depth of colour that I was looking for. And I take out another, which is a kind of gold colour. Yeah, something Nugget, I think it is. If you want the name, let me know. I just couldn't get the camera to focus there. It's not one that has a lot of colour in it, but it did kind of blend quite well at the bottom here. And again, another quick spritz, and that just helps them blend a bit, and giving it a dry. So I got the stamp out. I have not been able to find my large acrylic block, so I'm either going to have to buy a new one, or I don't know where else to look. And I still haven't got out my new ink pad, which I really should have done for this, but I didn't. So I did a test print there, a test stamp, and now I'm going to stamp directly onto the card. And trying to give it a good press down. Now this didn't come out as well as I'd hoped for. I really should have got that new ink pad out. I did think about scrapping the card at this point, but then I thought no, I'm just going to continue with it. So I've taken out a black liner pen, and what I decided to do was really just to do a kind of outline, I guess. Not filling the whole thing in with the marker. One, that would have taken quite a bit of time, but two, I just felt that actually at the end of the day this might give me the effect that I was looking for. Because although sometimes when you look at a silhouette it can look very dark, at other times it is that little bit more kind of hazy and shadowy. So I probably just made that up as an excuse for myself while I was doing it. But here I am, I'm going round it. I'm just letting you see here how I worked my way around. I won't show you the whole thing, but just wanted to let you see how I really am just doing the kind of outline. I do some of the kind of scrolls. I take my time with this. It probably added about a good 5 minutes or so to the process, and what you're seeing here is in double speed, so I was actually trying to be careful with it. Okay, and there I've jumped to having completed it. So just taking that red ink pad and going round edges, and I'll blend a little bit into the corners as well. So at this point I'm kind of liking it, but I'm feeling it's a little bit flat, so I take my gold Posca, and all I'm going to do now is little dots, little lines, really just to try and imagine where the sun might be touching things. You know, so touching the edge of some of the flowers and the leaves, and indeed parts of the fairy as well. The fairy stamp, by the way, came in a set. It was actually with a kind of crafting magazine, probably a couple of years ago, so it came free with that. And I've used it, not this particular stamp, but I've used a few of the stamps over the years. So feeling a bit better about it by this stage, but still feeling that it's missing something. So I got out the gold luster and I'm just going to apply this. As always, I just do a little bit to begin with and then I go in with a bit more. And just trying to imagine here it kind of being the sun touching the clouds and giving some kind of gold highlights to the clouds. And for me, this just started to give the background a bit more interest. Often, of course, it's the focal point that you want to stand out, and I did want that to stand out, but the background just had to have a bit more interest to it than what was there. So I just take my black pen to go over some of those lines again, just where the gold has kind of rubbed them into the background a bit. And then just looking at where I'm going to put my little sticker, and I decide on there. So I can't remember if I said at the start, I think this took me around 15 to 20 minutes, and as I say, 5 minutes of that was spent going over the fairy with the pen, so quite a quick card. So finished there with some ink round edges, and that's it for today. So as always, thanks very much for watching. I hope that you'll join me tomorrow, and bye for now.